The first thing that we have to remember when thinking about Yom Kippurim is the 9th of Tishrei, the day before Yom Kippurim. It's clearly a mitzvah for anyone who's obligated to do the mitzvahs, men, women, young people, to eat as much as they possibly can on the eve of Yom Kippurim. The Rosh says that the reason that the Torah wants us to eat on Erev Yom Kippurim, the night before, the day before Yom Kippurim, is to ensure that the ta'anit, that the fasting of Yom Kippurim does not cause us any physical damage. Rabbeinu Yonah mentions 3 different reasons for eating Erev Yom Tov. Firstly, he says that Yom Kippurim is kind of a yontiv in itself. But since fasting is obliged or obligatory on Yom Kippurim, we don't eat on the day of Yom Kippurim, but we eat on the day before Yom Kippurim, and that's kind of, it's added on, right? The 9th of Tishrei and the 10th of Tishrei, 2 days that give you the opportunity to fulfill the various obligations that cannot be fulfilled on the same day. The same day, of course, is the 10th of Tishrei, Yom HaKippurim. The second teretz that he gives is that it derives from the simcha, from the joy that we have knowing that Yom HaKippurim is kind of a guarantee that our transgressions will be atoned for. Second reason. And the third reason is similar to what the Rosh has taught us. It is important to eat on Erev Yom HaKippurim in order to ensure Briut HaGuf, that we will remain healthy and able to function throughout the entirety of Yom HaKippurim. So we see that Yom Kippurim, the fasting on Yom Kippurim, is not an act of self-flagellation. We're not trying to punish ourselves. Punishment is in the hands of heaven. God punishes when it is necessary. We don't punish ourselves. But as the Rambam says in Hilchos Tanis, every fast is good for us, because it creates a reflective attitude, a more thoughtful kind of situation, where for us, all of a sudden, these things, being thoughtful and being introspective and considering our lot and what we have done, are very important. And eating is not always something that enhances that kind of serious thinking. And therefore, it's important to eat on Erev Yom Kippurim, just as it is important to refrain from eating, fasting on Yom Kippurim itself. We're not allowed to eat, and we're not allowed to drink. You're not allowed to eat any amount of food. Any amount of food is osur on Yom Kippur, food or drink, is prohibited on Yom Kippurim, min ha-Torah. This is the position of Rabbi Yochanan against Reish Lakish in the Gemara in Yuma. The Rambam also, in Hilchos Shvisas Osor, Perek Beis Halacha Gimel, makes this point. And so we have to be careful. On Yom Kippurim, even though we understand that punishment only comes if you eat a certain quantity of food, a certain amount of drink. Nevertheless, the smallest amount of food and drink is prohibited on Yom Kippurim. So that Erev Yom Kippurim, we're obliged to eat as though we were participating in a festival. Yom Kippurim is not simply a day when eating is unacceptable, but Yom Kippurim is the day when it is prohibited min haTorah from eating or drinking even the smallest amount of food. True, there is a shayur, there's a quantity that leads us to punishment, but less than that quantity is equally forbidden min haTorah. So eat Erev Yom Kippurim as though you're doing a mitzvah, and refrain on Yom Kippurim because that is in fact mitzvah hayom, the mitzvah of the day.